been a while since this thing's been here. Wait a minute. We are back here. We're doing some work on this thing. I know it's been a while and there have been no updates on this thing for a long time, and there is good reason for that. The engine that we had put in this car actually had an oil pump failure. There is a relief valve inside the oil pump that basically regulates the pressure in the engine, and that was stuck open. So it had no oil pressure, and it was run for some time. I don't know how much time or anything, but I hooked up a gauge to it because I had symptoms of no oil pressure. So I hooked a gauge up to it, didn't build any oil pressure, so decided to take the engine out and strip it down. And that's when I found out that one, there was the issue with the oil pump, but two, there was a decent amount of end play on the crank, which also can cause oil pressure issues. And there was the pistons were, the skirts on the pistons were all screwed, like chewed up, and so were the cylinder walls. So that needed a new engine. I had a spare 1.8 block. It was not a BP, or it's not a NB BP block. It was an NA 1.8 block. So it's goes from 9.5 to 1 compression to 9 to 1 compression. Is that right, Quinn?
I thought you used the pistons from the NB though.
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
My dad, who's actually has experience taking engines apart, he took the engine apart, the extra block I had. He put new rings in it, just OEM rings. He honed the cylinder walls too manually, which was pretty good. Yeah, actually, the cross hatches looked pretty good too from doing the honing manually. So new rings. We did a Boundary Engineering Stage 2 Plus oil pump, which is it's rated for like 72 PSI. It's what's recommended for a turbo car that also has an oil cooler as well to accommodate for that. ACL main bearings, ACL rod bearings. Oil pump, we did a baffled oil pan, and it's back together. It's gone through its break-in. It's on its first interval of regular oil, and it's great. Great oil pressure, been running great ever since. Yeah, so engine's good now, so now I'm driving it again. And one of the things I've noticed when driving it is that these are the coilovers. These are my Zetas from my old red car, the red Turbo NA. And when you switch to a car that weighs significantly less than the car that these springs were made for, it becomes very, very stiff. I actually really missed the driving around on the street with this thing when it had the Picasso kit because the suspension was much, much softer. So yeah, when I switched to the Zetas, it became like unbearable. It's like bouncing all over the place. This is a 700, 700 inch pounds or pound inch, whatever, 700 pounds for every inch of compression on the spring in the front and 400 in the rear, which is way too stiff for a car that weighs as much as the Exocet. So I have some new springs, which are the same brand springs that came on the Zetas. They're Hyperco springs. I am switching to what is recommended by Öhlins for an Exocet, which is 450 in the front, 350 in the rear. So that's what I'm going with. It's also kind of similar to what Tom runs in his car, which is now a J series, by the way. If you didn't notice this giant intake manifold sticking out of the hood, this is now a J series and it's naturally aspirated. That thing should be a lot of fun. So similar spring rates to Tom. What were you gonna say, Tom? You were gonna say something.
I was.
Put you on the spot.
Okay, I'm 350 in the back, so we're same in the back.
Yeah, same in the back.
525 in the front, a little bit stiffer.
Yeah, 75 pound inch.
Yeah, I don't like a happy rear end, so
I do. So my ratios are a little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that should ride much better on the street, and it should also, like, I know that just driving around with this thing on the street, that it's not going to translate well on track. It's just too bouncy. Like, it's not, the suspension's not getting the proper articulation that it should be. So having a softer spring should match the amount of grip that I have from the tires better, and it should have essentially more mechanical grip. So that's what I'm hoping, and that's what we're trying to do here. Also, the reason we have both these cars in here is because we have some scales. So we're gonna weigh these things. We've been taking bets now to see like what was your car when it was turboed?
So 1580 without wings.
Without wings.
With a lot of wiring that's been taken out. It still had the stock dash. So there's been a lot of changes since that 1580. I was hoping below 15, but I didn't realize that was before wings.
Yeah, the
wings. So if I go to like 1550 maybe, that'd be good.
1550. Okay, so if you were 1580 when you were turboed.
1580, I had
extra
power
wiring.
brakes. I didn't have rollwoods yet. That saved a lot per corner.
That's unsprung weight, which is nice too. We both switched to. That's another thing is we both switched to one of these nice Chase Bays boosterless BrakeMaster cylinders. I love the brake feel so much better. I think that having the booster for a Miata that weighs significantly more than an Exocet is not as good. It's like a light switch with the brakes.
Yeah.
I like having the more pedal feel with the boosterless master cylinder. So that's going to save weight for both of us. So I'm going to say 1600 for me because I have a roll cage.
You have a roll cage. You have steel floors.
Steel
you have
floors.
A turbo. You have an iron block.
Because although I have an oil cooler, you didn't have an oil. Okay, I'm gonna say
I have an oil cooler now.
Yeah, you do now, but I'm just trying to think of like your car compared to the way it was when it was turboed compared to mine. Okay, 16.2.
Okay, 1550 I'd be happy with on mine. I think you're above that. I think you're like 1650 at least.
1650, okay.
Because you're similar to what mine was with a roll cage and steel floors.
Okay. All right.
And lights and a lot of small stuff. But
and you think you're probably about the same? Maybe just a hair less?
I saved weight with brakes, and engine is probably saving weight with turbo, but I added wings, added oil cooler.
Minitech says that doing a J swap adds 9 pounds to a Miata.
A stock
Miata. So we're figuring the weight of the turbo that was taken out is actually this J swap is actually gonna save some weight. That's Minitech. This is a different. What was the company that does this?
This one's OZ Engineering.
OZ Engineering. What was the thing we liked about that compared to the Minitech? Oh, it was the oil pan.
Oil pan.
Yeah, the oil pan clearance is much nicer. Yeah,
hoses much nicer.
Coolant hoses are nicer. Nothing against the Minitech kit. I mean, it worked really well when you had it on your NA.
Yeah, on Theodore. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so we're gonna swap the springs real quick, and then we're gonna weigh these things and see where they compare. Right, we swapped out the springs. It was pretty quick. It only took us. It was under an hour, right?
Yeah.
Under an hour to swap out all the springs. Exocets are so easy to work on. We didn't have to take the wheels off to swap out springs. How about that? What do you think? All right, I haven't looked to see what it says right now for weight. What was my guess? It was a little over 16. I said like 1620.
Yeah, I was saying 1650.
Yeah, so you're saying a little bit more.
That was where it was at until you shook the crap out.
Oh, it was? 1648. That's pretty damn good. How's my balance?
But how much fuel's in here?
It's under a half a tank.
Wow, your balance is way better than mine was.
Yeah, I know. Of course it is.
What's a Miata fuel tank?
It's 9 gallons. This is an NA6 fuel tank.
It's only 9 gallons?
Yeah.
I thought an NA had like 10.8 gallon.
Maybe I'm off, but it's like the first generation Miata, smallest gas tank, I think.
I think they're 10.8 gallons.
This is pretty awesome.
3 pounds.
Although it's the offsets towards the driver's side, which kind of sucks.
That's where the turbo is.
Yeah, that's true, but it's not much. That's not bad, especially for an Exocet. When we talk about like them being so light in the rear, it's really not that bad. 1648.
And you need the wing.
11.9 gallons.
1650.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, I'm listening. 11.9 gallons.
For a 1.6
You're not
Miata
paying
tank.
attention. You gotta calculate the fuel on this bad.
I got a lot going on in my head. All right, so
how much fuel is in this?
just under half a tank, but it's also not. I don't know how accurate it is. So the funny story about this, I have the floater from an NB, in an NA tank, and I just kind of bent it until when it was full, was like hitting F. I bent the rod for the fuel floater.
So let's say you have a half a tank, so you're 6 gallons short of fuel. That's about 36.
I couldn't fit 6 gallons of gas in this car if I were to fill it up.
It's 11.9 gallons.
If I were to fill it up from where the needle is right now, it would probably fill up with about 5.
Okay, so 30 pounds of fuel.
So 30 pounds. So I'm 1650.
1652.
Yeah. So 1680. That's not bad. I was happy with under 1,700 pounds full cage. I'm gonna add the wing. Wait till you see this wing, dude. I put these awesome end plates on it.
Wang. Big wang, Tommy.
But it's carbon.
Those are wangs.
Yeah.
He's got a wing.
No,
okay.
Yeah, well, mine's carbon. How about
Okay, mine's aluminum.
Aluminium.
All right, so I'm happy with that, and it should ride much better too, especially on the street. It should be faster on the track too. These are the spring rates that are recommended by Öhlins for the Exocet.
These are Öhlins springs?
They're not Öhlins springs. They're the spring rates that are recommended by the Exocet specific Öhlins coilovers.
Oh.
So I took those spring rates and I put them up and just matched
Who
them.
made these springs?
Hyperco, same company that made the springs for my Zetas originally.
So, jump in the driver's seat.
Oh crap. Oh, don't.
So,
no,
I'm
no.
curious, your seat's pretty far back. I'm wondering if it's gonna be
I'm not gonna this thing, right?
awkwardly watch Matt get in an Exocet.
Oh, it's not hard to get in an Exocet. I'm just trying not to like do anything crazy with the scales.
So now everyone's gonna know how much you weigh.
Yeah, and I'm trying to lose weight too because I got this weird liver issue. So
your cross weights are actually not horrendous.
we don't have enough time to do it tonight, but I'd like to try and balance this thing out a little bit with corner weighting.
Well, I mean, you're like, honestly, with you in it, you're corner weighted. 29 in the front left and 21 in the back right.
Front left.
Right, but your cross weights are the same. That's what your corner weighting of the crosses.
So, okay, so I might not even have to really adjust much.
With you alone, yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
1838
1838.
with you in the car.
I'm under 200 pounds, right? I should be like 190.
You're 190.
Okay, all right, that's good. I've already lost 5 pounds since I started.
Good job, Matt.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. All right, now let's weigh this thing. So not really gonna be a surprise. We already kind of cheated and looked at it, but we got this one on the scale and we were kind of surprised because it's actually heavier than the car was when it was turboed.
Well, plus wings.
Plus wings, 1675, 1676, 75, 1675 we'll call it. I don't remember what the balance was off the top of my head. Is it pretty similar to mine? Front and rear?
My front left is definitely more.
Yeah.
My front to rear is more.
Because mine were both in the 20s all around.
Yeah.
And yours in the 30 in the front driver's side.
I don't get why the front driver's side is so heavy. Steering shaft?
Yeah, I don't know.
Alternator?
Maybe we just need to try and corner weight this thing a little bit
Alternators on that side, steering shafts on that side. It's really the only things that are different.
Yeah.
The exhaust is on that side, so yeah, there's a lot of
Exhaust
stuff that goes to the driver's side, including myself.
Yep.
You have the wangs on it before?
No, I didn't.
Be careful, it's not in gear or anything, so it could easily roll off
It
the
is now.
scales.
Okay, what now is it?
Wait a minute, what was mine? With me in it? 1838, you're 1848 with you in it. So I gotta lose 10 pounds. And my doctor said I need to lose 15 pounds.
You gotta lose 10 pounds and you need to gain 25, 30 horsepower.
Or just turn up the boost a little bit. So
I blame the mirrors.
yeah, those mirrors, those are gonna slow you down
My
anyway.
Amazon mirrors are probably gonna.
Look at it's also disrupting the air that needs to go under here. Like this is where most of your downforce comes from.
Yeah, but I've gotten sick of not being able to see anything and having GT3s just like flashing lights at me because I can't see them coming.
Only on the straightaway though.
Yeah, I could keep up with them otherwise.
Why don't you just get like can't you put something on the bonnet?
I tried. It would need to be like here to be able to see over the back.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. So Mini Tech said it only adds 9 pounds to the car.
So take stuff out of your
Yeah,
car
take
when
stuff
you
out
weigh it.
first when you weigh it, because you know an Exocet e-brake weighs kind of a lot, right? These are pretty heavy, these e-brakes. Also, we didn't take into consideration that when Mini Tech said it only adds 9 pounds, that was with the J32. This is with the J35.
It's a newer gen. I don't know if it's
So
heavier or not.
there could be a weight difference there. He also added an oil cooler too. That's adding something, but not bad.
I mean, I know how it drives.
Yeah, it hauls. It's got so much more torque.
It doesn't feel heavy.
No.
So.
Yeah. So, yeah. Next we got a club day, Club Motorsports, which is honestly the best track in New England.
Beat my best time by 5 seconds.
Yes.
Great.
So we'll see. If it's not busy, maybe we'll do some video there. But look at this. Too many green Exocets. Are me and Dave the only guys with Exocets in Connecticut?
That I know of.
Yeah, I can't really.
I think there's a couple mass guys that
Yeah.
do like the Devons ones, but
Yeah.
or at least that come to events.
So 2/3 of Exocets maybe in Connecticut. All right, well, that's it for this one. Remember, folks, if you like this content, be sure to give it a like. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Go check out our website where we have, car products for sale now.
Sounds so sketchy. Just go to our website if you want to support our channel. We sell all the parts that we're installing on our project cars, and it helps you guys and it helps us, so do that.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say.
Thanks for the help, Rod.
Welcome. Fun times.
All right, that's it for this one.